62. Against that, the Saints beat the Tigers twice last year. Today, however, the odds certainly look stacked against them. And at the MCG, our commentators are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton. We pick up play at the 8.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
And he has lost it. Palm in trouble. Tries to get the handball away to Kane. It's effective. Now Jet receives. Goes longer over the top to Lee. Lee steadies, bolts, back to Jess. The Ghost is in a problem too. Eventually he goes with the left foot up towards the half-forward line. Out comes Taylor. Can't take it. Rioli is there. He goes to ground. Umpire calls play on. Rioli ripped off the football. Favier in trouble. Puts out the sweeping handball to Burns, and he'll get the Saints out of trouble with a bad kick. A shocking kick straight to Barry Rawlings, who can run him to goal.
Side bottom had gone to sleep, Sandy.
There's his kick and he's goal. Bad mistake by the Saints. Yes. Rawlings kicks his second.
Big Alan Sidebottom had completely gone to sleep. Was standing there watching the play, but lost concentration, which allowed Rawlings to just play on and run past Sidebottom and kick an easy goal. Well, let's hope that Sidebottom learns from that experience.
11-5 to 5-7. 9.5 minutes played, third term. The Saints unable to make any real impression, as Lee should have been free kicked, and in fact he will be.
If it wasn't Lee who took the ball out of the ruck, Sandy, who was it?
Egan. Frustration creeping in here. Egan, long to full forward. Taylor looking for but not receiving the free kick. Morwood receiving, and as Bobby said, he's playing a fine game, but he ducked his chutney on that occasion. Rioli, a very quiet first half. Egan, a quiet first quarter. Elphinstone trying to get his side on the move once again. Burns, who never gives up. A bad handball, although he was under pressure when he gave it. Favier loses it. Peter Howe allows play to go on. Egan will sneak away with the football. It's smothered off the boot partly. First to it will be Morwood, and he's got time if he can pick it up. Oh, he's in awful trouble. Rioli will pick it up now. And Morris the Wizard. Away from Tomei he goes. Up towards the Taylor. Great mark by BT. Very rarely do we see him, Bobby, flying like that from behind.
Very rarely do we see Ryan's feet that far off the ground.
You can tell BT that.
Oh, Ryan and I are good friends, Sandy.
But it was a good mark, wasn't it?
It was a great mark.
So he'll shoot from 30 metres out directly in front. A chance for the Tigers' 12th. He stabs away with a drop punt and he makes no mistake. 5 goals to Brian Taylor, and the Tigers show their ascendancy. 12-5 to 5-7.
Yes, I personally would not like to be the man having to contain Taylor when Richmond are bringing the ball down so often. Frawley trying to do everything right, but there's a replay, and Taylor up actually before acceptances, but he was still able to hold his balance and take a lovely mark. 12-5 to 5-7. 77 to 37, 40 points. The margin in favour of the Tigers as Lee gets the tap down. Burns couldn't gain possession. The free kick will go the way of Richmond, and Francis will come out with the ball. So Peter Francis of Richmond, right in the centre of the ground. Gets the lead from Taylor, puts it out wide. It's Taylor and Frawley, and Taylor attacks the one-hander.
Oh, gee. Oh, he wants to play on too, down towards Jess, who's in the square. The Ghost can't pull it in. And Taylor just drifting that football a little too far into the pocket. So a throw in, or should I say the kick back into play after one behind. 12-6 to 5-7. The Saints in trouble here at the MCG. 3-on-1 there. Favier could come away with it, although he's up against Morris Rioli, the Wizard, showing this wealth of experience and talent. Flicks it around beautifully to Wally Lovett. He'll be keen to get on with the job because Taylor gives him a lead down in the square. Now he's heading for BT, who'll fly again from the side. Quick to recover, but Palm's quicker. He's taken out of it. Pushed, said the umpire. And I'm afraid Bobby Skilton has lapsed into semi-consciousness. John Annear was pushed in the back. Bob will be back, or should be back with us shortly, but he can't believe it. So John Anea has not goaled to date. Runs round now and goals. The Tigers are 13-6, leading the Saints a merry dance. 5-7 on sevens. Big lead.
We watch the replay now. There's John Anea. Comes down. Oh, you can fool me if that's a push in the back.
Don't get too upset, Bob.
Oh, fair, Sandy. Yeah, the best side is way in front, but surely they do not need decisions like that.
Well, hopefully we can see them on What's Your Decision on World of Sport as we go back for the centre bounce once again. Lee loses that one from the middle. Now who can take it away? In all sorts of bother then was Simon Meehan. Can't get an effective kick away. Cunningham can beautifully. Now here's a chance as the ball is put up short by Burns to the half-forward line. And we see Glenn Brown with the opportunity.
There's the angle from which Brown is kicking as Trevor Barker and Strawn come into the square. It's a lovely looking kick from Brown. Touched just on the line, I feel. I think it would only be 1 point. No, it's a goal! Well, I felt it was touched before the line, Sandy.
Quarter, and we pick up play some 6 minutes into the term.
Looking for the free kick. He puts on a great act. It doesn't matter because Wally Lovett's behind and says thank you. Wally's delighted as he boots his second, and the Tigers move into the 20s. 26-8-12, helping their percentage on sevens big lead.
Yes, a delighted Wally Lovett. Raw skill, and the Richmond fans also delighted because the scoreboard says 20 goals to 8. Lovett, Rioli, Favier and Odgers, the players on screen. And there's the scoreboard, 20 goals 6, 126, a 66-point margin to Richmond with St Kilda on 8 goals 12, 60. Crow and Lee. Lee wins the thump. Puts it wide. Cowie completely lost it. Picked up by Jess. Jess puts a long goal in.
It's football.
It's a lovely goal, Jimmy Jess.
Great football by the Tigers. Magic, says the sign. 21-6 to 8-12. And it started out of the middle with the General, Mark Lee, getting the mighty thump away to the half-forward line, and the Ghost finishing proceedings off. 72 points the margin. Centre bounce once again. What will happen this time? Lee looking down towards Egan, goes to ground with the football, tries to burrow his way out, but Vassalou comes in and says, I'll have a bounce, gentlemen. Philip Walsh is 16, Jeff Amore 42. Won this time by Crow, gives it to Morwood. Now the opportunity for the young Saint to go deep into the forward zone. He does so with a long kick. Barker from behind has given away the free kick. He mistook it for a step ladder, but no doubt a little frustrated at not getting into too much of the action today. Elphinstone tapping it back cleverly. Short in towards the half-forward line or through the arms of the General. But look at the big fella back up well. Or intercepted by Middlemiss. Here's danger. Jenkins to full forward. Barker can't control it the first occasion. Does so now. He's on the wrong foot as he snaps over his shoulder and goes right across the face of goal. He's goal! Well, blow me down with a truck. I thought he'd gone across the face of goal. But T. Barker has scored a marvellous goal.
When you're going about your business...
Would you like a beer, mate?
Oh, no.
Taken by Anea, ducked his head, ducks it again, and will be penalised accordingly. Crow plays on immediately.
You're unbelievable.
Crow's high kick towards half forward. Middlemiss couldn't take the mark. Under a lot of pressure from 3 or 4 defenders. Landy comes out with it. Well tackled by Jenkins. Landy's hand pass towards Strawn. Kicks the ball off the ground. Morwood intercepting. Comes across. Slipped at the vital moment. Tried to get the hand pass out. Couldn't quite do so. And accordingly, in the same manner as Anea in the centre, having a couple of chances, is penalised.
Good persistence by Greg Strawn, Bob.
Yes, well, Strawn's never any difference, Andy, is he?
Nope.
He mightn't be the greatest looking player in the world, but rarely does he ever let Richmond down. As a loose ball comes out now towards Philip Walsh. Walsh now goes for Taylor, and good mark by Taylor. Free kick has actually been paid, so mark, free kick, whatever you like. And although Taylor has kicked 6, Danny Frawley, Sandy, has certainly not been disgraced. He has done everything that one could possibly do down there, as a Richmond player has gone down behind play.
Oh! And as happens so often in these sort of situations, it's an all-in. Now, the question is, how many books have come out and for whose names? By the time all is said and done, that player, incidentally, is still down on the ground.
That's the second player, Sandy.
Yes, well, the Richmond one went down first.
I think it was Jepp who went down.
It was number 10, Tim Jepp. Play has been sorted out. Now, the situation is that Brian Taylor is not at all concerned, BT.
The book's out, and I feel you might find that Cunningham is being told that he is being reported.
And Joffa cannot believe it.
Well, maybe the retaliator.
Well, it's usually the case, isn't it?
But most certainly, regardless, the second one when the Richmond player ran from about 30 metres away, I don't know whether he is reported, but well, everyone else on the ground saw it.
Yes, it's hard to work out sometimes, isn't it? Well, calls of get off the ground umpire are coming from down in front of us. And now Brian Taylor is getting amongst the antics, and if he's not careful, he'll lose the football too.
Well, good play by Danny Frawley. He did gain about 5 metres further out from goal.
It's still on, you know, down here at full forward. Things could really get out of hand if these umpires aren't careful. We've had a couple of king hits, and we'll have another one in a moment. There's a kick from BT floating it into the square. It's drifted over the top, and one behind only. Maurice Rioli leaves the ground. He can't believe it. He shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know what I'm doing where I am to Wisher Welsh, but you go on and have a few kicks.
Cunningham puts the ball back into play. Favier couldn't quite take the mark. Hodges taps the ball forward. Goes after it again, being told by Burns exactly where he stands. Gets the ball further forward. It goes over the boundary line. And no, it might be a free kick, not a throw-in. It's hard to say. Hodges and Rawlings, and Hodges will come out with the free kick for St Kilda. Hodges. Kick dropping short. Elphinstone takes the mark. Robert Elphinstone. 15-metre penalty. Doesn't wait for it. Puts it in towards half forward. Middlemiss should get the free kick. And Glenn Middlemiss now at centre half forward. Should put it right up towards the square. And then he's sort of lucky he might even make the distance.
He's had a very checkered career. Injuries have unfortunately played a prominent part in recent times after switching over from Geelong. Down towards the square it goes. At the back, this could just about be socked through by Barker. It is.
And centre half forward Jimmy Jess, who kicked 3 goals in an outstanding display. Must be a relief for Jim to get back into the 5.
Yeah, we've been playing well the last 4 weeks, and I suppose if you keep winning, well, you've got to eventually get there.
It was always going to be a very tough physical encounter. That's the way St Kilda have been playing.
Oh, well, we know Tony pretty well. He's the coach. He's coached us, and yeah, it was pretty physical. Yeah.
The forward line seems to have got their act together, although Michael Roach went off injured.
Yeah, it's been pretty good the last week. You know, Brian's been kicking goals, and you know, I've been reasonably happy with my form.
You look as though you've got a good understanding going with Jim.
Oh yeah, Jimmy and I've got a little plan worked out, and so have Michael and myself, and we just follow that. And the guys upfield really give you the ball and give you every chance to get it by kicking it out in front of you. So they're a good kick.
You wouldn't have been surprised by St Kilda's ferocity this afternoon?
Oh no, not at all, Steve. They're always a tough team, and.
Kicked off the ground, over the head it goes. An opportunity now for Hodges, picked up nicely by Anir, lost it, over the line it goes out of bounds.
High tackle.
High tackle.
I think it was a disappointing decision to the extent that Anir seemed to duck before being tackled.